Hello, Fred Monks here with McGraw Realtors here in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Today I wanted to cover 10 things that you want to consider prior to moving to Hot Springs Village. Now, some of these things may already be on your list, some may not. Some of these may be a showstopper for you, and then some may be just a trade-off from where you're moving from. But they're definitely things that you want to consider. These are things that I would talk about in a buyer consultation with anybody considering moving here. So the number one is the limited job market. If you're still working, the job market here is really limited. Unless you work remotely, you're going to be going to a major city to have a bigger choice of jobs. And that would be Little Rock, Benton, or even Hot Springs. So number two is going to be a POA. We're in a property owners association, and there are rules and fees. One of the fees is a buy-in due at closing on your first property. It's a one-time buy-in. And like I said, that's on your settlement statement when you close on your first property here. So if you're buying another property here in the village, you're not going to have that fee, but definitely something to consider. And then number three is going to be we're somewhat remote, being a 26,000 acre community. You're kind of limited when it comes to services or specialty healthcare, big box stores, and major cultural events or nightlife is very limited here in the village. And then number four is going to be limited public transportation. Getting around, especially outside of the village, it's going to require a car. So public transportation is definitely limited. And then number five is going to be our weather. It's hot here in the summertime and humid, and insects, definitely lots of insects. So you want to consider that, especially, even with us having the 11 recreational lakes that we do have, it can limit your outdoor activity. Our winters are usually pretty mild. But I've got to admit, the last two, we've had some major snow events here. And then, the POA is pretty good about clearing the main road, which is going to be DeSoto Boulevard, which runs 16 miles from the east gate to the west gate. So that is usually cleared. But if you live in a remote neighborhood off the beaten path, you're lucky if they get to plow your road. So definitely something to think about there. And then number six is going to be we do have an aging population, with a majority of our population being retirees. If you're a younger family with children, meeting younger families you may have a challenge there. It just depends on the neighborhood. With the many churches that we do have throughout the village, there are many youth programs and opportunities to meet younger families of your age. Number seven is going to be the sense of isolation. If you like the nightlife and, the variety of that comes with living in a big city, that's going to be very limited here. So definitely could be tricky. You're going to have to commute to Little Rock, Benton, or even Hot Springs. And then the infrastructure can be limited. Like I said, with the roads, with snow events on the roads, getting them cleared, that can be a challenge. It can be a challenge to get emergency services to your home. And like I said, snow removal could be slow going. So number nine is going to be rules of enforcement. With there being a population edging up to 17,000 now here in the village, there's a lot of houses to look over when it comes to policing a poorly conditioned home. If there's a challenge for landscape, it may be somebody that has a vacation home or an Airbnb, and the landscape is challenged. You may have issues getting somebody out there to take care of it, or have the HOA respond to that. So that's something to think about. And last but not least is the cost premium on locations, and seasonal homes. with the overall cost of living being very low here in the village, when you get to the lakefront properties, golf courses, and new construction, that can be pricey. So if you're on a limited budget, you definitely want to be thinking about that. So that covers most of what I wanted to cover today. If you would, thanks for watching to the end, and please like and subscribe to my channel as I get out more content on moving and living in Hot Springs Village. Again, this is Fred Monks with McGraw Realtors. Reach out to me if you have some other questions on moving to Hot Springs Village. Thanks a lot.